Today, we have a cool class. We have a cool class today, and I think we have a cool class tomorrow, or on Thursday. And we're going to have some conversations today about assumptions and guesses. And the truth is that we're all constantly making, this is the nature of life, right? Throughout most of human history, people lived in areas of the world where they were surrounded, and lived in a sort of a small geographic region, and they were surrounded by people of their own culture or of their own background, and their own racial group, but people that look like them and people that practice social life like them. And so, you didn't really have to think much about like making these quick assessments about who people are and what they are, and so but increasingly today, as we are engaging with people from so many different backgrounds and cultures and ancestry groups and racial groups and so on, we're just necessarily making quick assessments about who people are and what they are. Now, mind you, most of the time this doesn't really matter, right? Because it doesn't. If I'm engaging with someone, if I'm buying my gas at the gas station and I'm engaging somebody, it doesn't matter where they're from, right? I mean, who cares? But a lot of times sometimes it does matter, because it matters that we're able to really engage with someone in an interesting way. But also, a lot of times it's mattering to us, and we don't realize it and we don't think about it. And so we're making assumptions about people, or we're stereotyping them, but not necessarily even in a bad way. We're just stereotyping. We're putting people in some kinds of boxes. Maybe we change their behavior in some way based on what we think they look like, or what we think they are, what their background is, or who they are. Sometimes it gets kind of negative, right? Like, there's a lot of like racist kind of tropes and stereotypes, and a lot of behavior, and sometimes discriminatory behavior that comes into play. But sometimes it's there increasingly. It's just part of life, and we're doing it always. And the data are pretty clear, showing us that we may think we're not doing it. I just see everybody for who they are, and I don't change my behavior for anybody. But the truth is, and I have to say this. And we'll look at this at some point in maybe next week. When we put hidden cameras on people, or we do what are called these tester studies, right, or audit studies, and we control for everything that you can control for, except whether the person is a woman, or whether the person is in a wheelchair, or the person has brown skin or black skin or white skin, or whatever the case is, right? When we do that, and we put cameras in the room and we're watching, and people don't know we're watching, and we're just observing how they act, well, again and again and again, we find people, we observe people acting differently based on who it is that they're interacting with. Like, we really see this. It's just part of life. And you can think, oh, but that's not me. And I'll be like, you know what? If we followed you around with a camera and we set up situations, we would find out that, yeah, it is you much of the time. And that's just how it is, right? That's how we are. And a lot of us are really in a great deal of denial about that. And that's part of what this kind of field of sociology is, and sociology of race is, to try to understand how that operates, okay? So for me, I'm curious about how people make how people make the assessments, because we're always making assessments, and again, for good and for bad, it doesn't matter, right? But they affect our lives in some really fascinating ways. And I'm curious also about how good we are at it, So that's what we're going to do this a little bit today. We're gonna have some. We're going to have I think kind of an interesting time. So let's do our. So first, Ella, you can go This is Ella, by the way. I'll introduce you in a hot minute. But there's a chair out there. Do you have your phone? Take your phone. Just don't listen to class. Make sure you can't hear what we're doing in here. Don't spy on us, man. Okay. Yo, Raphael, you're on, man. You're on, my friend. Come on up. You can stand, you can sit, you can, whatever you want to do. This is Raphael.
What up, everybody?
What's your, what's your story, man?
My story.
I mean, the 12-second version.
12-second version. Well, it's not really too much to it. Raphael, I live in New York City, Queens. Anybody out there, New York now? No energy. Love as always. Ethnically, I'm Nigerian, Panamanian. I'm a senior, graduating this May. Almost done. Mechanical engineering. Yeah, 12 seconds, man.
That's it? All right, man.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, good. Raphael. So, Raphael, you got that name from your Panamanian side.
Yes.
Who's Panamanian?
My mother.
Your mother? All right. And is she black Panamanian?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. All right, so listen, man. So you're a little bit on the spot. I mean, you're not really, but whatever, it's all good. So tell me what is a characteristic of, and I wrote this down, so I'm going to get it right. What are the characteristics of a person who's not black, not Nigerian, Panamanian, etc., right? Do you speak Spanish, by the way?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Poquito?
See.
All right, man. With whom, someone with whom you are, like, especially comfortable. Someone who's not black, not Nigerian, not Panamanian, but what are the characteristics of a person with whom you're, like, really comfortable? What are the qualities of that person? Dude, the longer you wait to answer, the more everyone's thinking that you're thinking, I'm not comfortable with anybody who's not black.
No, that's not true. I can't say that.
You have a white friend?
He said it. I didn't.
All right, go ahead, man.
Dude,
you're from Queens.
Yeah.
Queens is the most diverse geographic area on the face of the earth, right? There's no geographic region, like an area on earth, as diverse as Queens is. So it's like, it's the epicenter of the entire world is in Queens, really. It's fascinating. All right, so go ahead. Well, what are the qualities, right? Like, so you look out over this class and you see all these different people. Like, what do you just off the top of your head, what are some of the qualities that you'd be like, don't look at everybody but anyone who's black, right? What are the qualities of someone you'd be like, oh yeah, I'd be cool with that person?
For me, some qualities that I feel like I like in people. So I like to have a good time. I consider myself a fun guy, so I like people who can have fun. People who respect other people's spaces.
Wait, like, am I not respecting your space?
No, you cool. We cool.
Right.
Cool with Sam, but yeah, just people who are respectful of other people. Like to have fun.
Wait, hang on. What's respectful mean? Do you mean like respectful? Yeah, what do you mean by that? And talk right into the mic because you have kind of a low voice.
Okay, so respectful. For me, it's like you just gotta, no matter like the kind of people you meet, wherever you go, you just kind of have to honor their space or honor their, what they have to offer, even if it's not much. Just
or their stories.
Yes, honor their story. Don't really like neglect anybody or deem anybody off as I can't do nothing with this person. I believe like even if you can't specifically learn something from somebody, like I feel like you still have to honor somebody. Like you don't just disregard people, because I'm big on like you never really know when you might need somebody's help out of the blue.
Okay, all right. So what kind of interests do they have? Let me kick that out to you. So imagine right now. So we're gonna hold tight. Imagine you're talking to just white, just for the moment, we're going to say white people, right? What kind of interests do they have? That you're like, oh yeah, that's a cool white person. I can hang with that person.
Yeah, so a cool white person I like to hang out with, you gotta like, I like drinking, so. No, it's the truth. So like, like I said, I'm a fun guy. I also like funny people. You know, I like to laugh. My fault. If you're boring, I can't really hang with you. It's like, yeah, I like to like all my friends. I believe all my friends are really funny guys. Or like, you know, can hold their own. So I like funny people too.
Okay, so and what do they have to know about you?
What they have to know about me?
Yeah, like as soon as they meet you, like what is that? Because you know, a lot of times people when we're engaging cross racially and so on, a lot of times there's like this kind of invisible wall almost. Like what do they have to know about you that you would look at them and be like, okay, this person's like.
Yeah, so like, I mean, just based off of some like past experiences, like some other people of other races. I don't know if like it's also due to like sensitivity of today, but like people want to be like, I don't know, want to impress me more because I'm black. Like I don't really care as long as like, you know, you're cool and like you're not disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so how is it that people? What's your experience that people try to impress?
Oh,
What kinds of things do people do?
trying to thread this line very carefully.
No, you don't have to be. I'll bail you out, dude. Just jump in the deep end, and I'll put the rope in and bail you out. No.
I mean, for like a little bit for starters, I had this one friend who, I mean, we were out and we were just talking about like, you know, just culture and like, you know, hip hop and everything. And like, I like all kind of music. Like, except for, I'm sorry, I don't like EDM music, but I like every other kind of music. But he's from, I would say somewhere around here where it's just like, really just, you know, not much diversity or more like farm folk, I guess, you know.
Uh-huh.
He's from like an area like that. And I guess because I'm like from the city and I'm black too, he got caught up in that like expression of like, yeah, man, like, fuck where I'm from.
So like it's like a self-hate or a self.
Yeah, it was like more of like a self. Could I do that? Was I allowed to?
Yeah, no, you're cool.
Okay,
Go ahead,
yeah.
man.
So he was like, you know, more like, yo, fuck where I'm from, like, you know, like they're not cool like you, or I'm like, yeah, man, like, fuck that country shit, like, bro, you grew up on country music, like, why you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, you don't have to disrespect
Like yourself.
yourself or your people to like
Yeah.
acknowledge somebody else, like,
Yeah.
just really embrace who you are. That's what I really care about when I talk to or meet new people.
How often do you wait? Hang on. How often does that happen? Because I see that happen a lot, like especially with woke liberals.
Yeah, it's happened to me a lot here at Penn State. I mean, just because of the area, it doesn't really happen much in like.
Not in Queens.
Yeah,
and stuff.
because like, I mean, it's more exposure, different people, different races, but like it's happened a lot here. Like, I mean, I met this kid last week who he said the first time he saw a black person when he came to Penn State. And, you know, that was, you know, so I kind of understand where he's coming from, where like he's trying to, you know, thread the lines carefully, or, you know, he doesn't want to say the wrong things to me in his mind, you know, but like, yeah, I mean, I just don't disrespect yourself or disrespect your people.
But the issue is with that guy, if he's like, hey man, first time I saw a black person was when I came to Penn State, and like, yeah, it's cool, and then he starts talking about his favorite country bands and stuff. That would be cool for you.
That would be cool for me, man. Like, put me on. Let me hear what you listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that is kind of this thing that people have this sense that everyone's expected to follow. This is where right now, especially black people, have so much power in the U.S. in cultural power because everybody is like expected to follow whatever the black people say. It's like, oh yeah, we got to follow you because like you just that power to say like no, just that sense that whatever is black is cool and whatever is white's not cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like where some people are at. They want to be like, they're white, but they want to be like, yo, what's white? It's not cool. I'm like, nah, it doesn't mean, man. That's what I feel.
So how often have you had here at Penn State the experience of meeting a black person and being like, nah, man, I'm just not even down with that person, and you'd rather go hang out with the guy who listens to country music and doesn't know anything and's never left his little area? Like, how often do you meet black people that you're just like, I don't have anything in common with you?
Here at Penn State, I would say like it's happened a few times, not too many times, because like when it comes to making new relationships, I believe I'm a very open person.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, but I have met like a few black people who, it's even funny because like I met some black people who, I'm African. They're not really in touch with their African roots or some things like that, and they just want to also like force that, like, they want to force that African vibe so they can connect with me more, or just some things that are out of touch. And like,
so they're doing the same thing that white people are
like
doing.
same thing,
Yeah,
just on like a deeper level. And like I don't like that. So like black or white, like those kind of things, regardless of race, I don't really like them. So I find it hard to connect with people like that.
Yeah. All right, man. So listen, I want you to do something. All right, walk around the class and pick out two people. Right, one, these people who are not black, or who are not black. Okay, pick out two different people. One who you think like, yeah, I'd connect with you. Like, you're cool. Like, I got it. And one who's like, nah, man, we're probably not gonna vibe.
I am so sorry in advance.
Hey, we're just gonna find out. Do it fairly fast, but you can walk up here, just look, So again, you're really clear. One person who you definitely gonna be like, yeah, you got it. We're gonna vibe, and the other one is like, nah, probably not.
Jeff wants 2 minutes at the end.
Hey, and while you're doing that, hey, the niche is in the house. So, hey, niche, you got to, while Raphael is doing his piece, I want to introduce you. Are you there? You in the back? Come on, man. You got to come on. I want people to meet you. This niche is the person, when you volunteer and you get a text message from somebody, that it's Darniesha, who happens to be visiting this week. Raphael.
Yeah, Penn State hat over here. I think you'd be cool.
Which one?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, dude. Dude, stand up, man. Let's see if wait, can you get a shot of him?
I think you'd be cool. You look like an easygoing guy.
Yo, hang on. All right. Hang on. I'm going to bring the mic up to you. Look for the other one. Hey, this is Darniesha, by the way. Yo, what's up, man?
Hey.
Welcome back. Can we give a round of applause for Niche coming back, holding it down? Hang on one second, Niche. Yo, so now you got to do the hard one, man. The one who you're not going to connect with. You got somebody? Go ahead, man. Dude, so what's do you think you connect with him?
I think so.
Are you a white guy who denies your white? Are you comfortable being white?
Yeah.
You know what?
But-
That's not the question. How comfortable are you being white?
I'd say I'm comfortable, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah. Dude, would you know how to answer that question if I asked you? How comfortable are you being white? On a scale of 1 to 10, man.
How comfortable? Like a 7.
7? Dude, he's only a 7.
How comfortable? Yeah. I mean,
7 is a passing grade.
A passing grade. All
thank
right,
you,
that's
thank
cool,
you,
man.
thank you.
All right, dude. All right, that's cool. Yeah. No, this is the question that as we move along, these are the kind of questions we want to ask ourselves. Like, how comfortable am I in my own skin, right? Because we live in this world where we're being told constantly, like, hey, no matter who you are, you should be something different. And especially white people are being told, don't be so white. Like, stop being so white. If you want to be cool, if you want to fit in, like, don't be so white. And that's a really tough message to get, right? So that's why I asked that question. All right, dude, thanks, man. All right, you got somebody?
I'm so sorry once again. I'm so sorry, my brother.
Oh, this guy? Wait, do you got
I'm so sorry.
Wait, hang on. No, hang on. Give him your microphone. Let's find out. All right, bro, what's your name, man?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
That's a standard white name. All right.
I'm a standard white guy.
Wait, how comfortable are you being a white guy?
I'd say a 10. I'm chilling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, given what he said. All right.
What's up?
Given what he said earlier about
Yeah.
like, hey, he's gonna want someone to like who's really comfortable being themselves. Is that you?
Yeah, I don't have any problem being white.
What
Is it
music
is.
do you listen to?
What music? Rap, usually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, and you're not just saying that because,
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
You can see my Spotify if you want.
All right, okay. What else? What else do you need to say that would convince him that he's wrong?
That's a hard ass question. I'm not gonna lie.
No. It's not. It actually. Hang on. First off, let me be clear. He's not right or wrong because this is just we're just having fun, right?
Yeah.
So he just totally took a shot at it. Well, what would you say to him to say like, no, I'm yeah, whatever. I don't know. I say wrong. I don't want to say that again because it feels wrong of me to say it like that. But
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to convince myself. It's hard to convince him to make him like me without even knowing me, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know what I would say to convince him.
Would you try? How much would you try?
I mean, if I meet him and we didn't click, then it is what it is. But,
Uh-huh.
I mean, if he's a part of a friend group, then I would try, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's just interesting, that's all. Dude, we're just having fun. So, like, no, you say, if I had to guess, I'd say both of you guys are pretty comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Raphael. Thanks, man. Thanks, Brian.
Sorry again, bro.
Dude. I wouldn't have thought you would have picked him. Niche, what's the craziest? So you've been in 119 for, how many years were you here? 4 years?
Well, I was a student in the fall of 2017, and then I was on stream team for the next 3.5 years. And now I'm an intern. I do other stuff in World and Conversation, so you guys will probably see me again.
What's
guess
the
I'm-
craziest thing has ever happened in here in your time? Do you have anything that comes out?
I mean, with me personally, you had me try the skin whitening cream on the inside of
That's
my arm,
right,
and it made
man.
my skin darker on the inside of my arm. So I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
but maybe the time is his name Carter when he flipped across the front of Thomas?
Oh yeah, we had that guy.
That
yeah,
was,
we had
oh yeah, the skin whitening cream. It's still
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
one.
wasn't I trying to get you to do like a KKK on your
No,
arm?
you told. Had you told me to do that, I would have said no. But it was like a little heart, like on the inside of my arm.
Oh yeah,
here.
that's right. Oh, dude. All right, and look, you're still black. You know what I mean?
Still black.
Yeah.
Still here. That's all I have to legally do, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome having you back, man.
I'm just here, man.
Thanks. You'll be here.
Yeah. I'll be here on Thursday too.
All right.
Which I send you guys out the text for volunteering. So if you get a text from me, as soon as you see a text or like an email, please respond whether you want to whether you want to volunteer or not. Also, unless like I'm texting you first about volunteering, please don't text me first. It's like it's my actual number, so please don't do that.
All right, thanks, Nish. Rock on. Hey, Raphael, you can have a seat. Thanks, man. Hey, give it up for Raphael. All right. Give it up, as they say. All right, man. So, Ella,
Yep.
You can stand or sit. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Whatever's most comfortable. Where are you from?
I'm from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. It's like an hour east of Pittsburgh.
Wait, where at?
Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
You say where Rolling Rock is
Yeah,
made?
Rolling Rock,
And you
Olney Palmer.
Really? You say Latrobe, not Latrobe?
We say both. It's kind of just what you're feeling.
Oh, it's like Wilkes-Barre and Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got you. Cool, man. Latrobe. All right. So I have a question for you. What are the characteristics of a person who's not white, and with whom you would be particularly comfortable?
Like,
So anybody who's not white, just with whom you feel like you would really vibe, and yeah. What are the characteristics? What are they like? Who are they?
I would say people that probably would approach me, like outgoing.
It's people who would approach you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Say more about that.
So, well, just in general, I'm not someone that would like go out and make new friends like all by myself. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like I would just be more comfortable if they like approached me and were like, hey, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are they? Okay, so that's one. What else? What are they like? Who are they? What are they? What are they into? That kind of stuff.
I mean, maybe we have like similar interests, like hobbies. Like I play lacrosse, and maybe we do that or something.
Or they would be an athlete of some
Yeah,
sort.
like an
Uh-huh.
athlete.
Uh-huh. Okay. What? Anything else?
Maybe they have like nice clothes because I would compliment them. Can start that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? I want to go back to them approaching you. Like, what would you need? So, as a white woman, or as a white person, right? What would you need to hear from someone to feel like, okay, I can walk into this. I can walk into this relationship, right? I can engage with this person. Because I'm assuming Latrobe doesn't have a lot of people who are not white.
My class was 98% white.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So in that case, here's what I want you to do. I want to think about. So if you look here in the class at all these, look at these smiling faces, all these black and brown people, like. I'm going to assume that if I go to your Facebook page, are you on Facebook?
Yes.
It's not like heavily populated with black and brown people.
Probably not. No.
No, not probably.
Yeah,
not.
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. And I say that because this is kind of what we were saying before you came out here. There's a way in which white people feel shamed into being white in some way, right? So, like, what's the problem there, right? So, what if you look at all these black and brown people, like, what do they need? What do they need to say to you? Like, what do they need to be? Like, who do they need to be for you to be like, oh yeah, I could?
I guess just like like a nice smile, like warm, inviting.
Mm-hmm. And the warm, inviting smile would feel like for you as a white person, like what?
I would just feel like they would want to have like a friendship with me.
Mm-hmm. And what are the pieces of kind of race relations? What are parts of where we're at as a society that would lead you to think black and brown people don't want to have a friendship with you? Like, can you walk into that a little bit? Like, you want me to ask it different?
Yeah.
This, by the way, these are really tough questions to ask how old are you?
I'm 20.
A 20-year-old from Latrobe, okay? So the camera's on, it's on YouTube. You don't, what I really need for you to understand or to see in order to have this conversation with me is that I think it is deeply troubling that anybody would ever expect you to have a Facebook page that wasn't almost all white people from your school, from your family, et cetera, right? Your community. I mean, this is what it is, right? So why would it be any different? And who the hell would imagine that it would be, right? Just like all of the black and brown people in here have the same thing on their Facebook pages, right? So like, okay, but for white people, it's somehow shameful and problematic. So damn, I forget, what was the question I asked?
I don't know.
Shit, hang on. Does anyone remember? Raphael, do you remember? What was the question I asked? Yeah, so what would, the idea is like what has to happen, right, for you to feel like, oh, I can break this barrier, right? Because there's a barrier here, which is part of the issue that we're in. So like from your perspective, that's where we're really going here.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like it would be something that I would do is if the barrier was already broken. So if it was someone who already had a lot of white friends,
Okay.
that would just be like, oh, this is easy from my perspective.
Okay, right. So you don't see yourself as being a person, giving your personality because you're a little bit more quiet.
Yeah.
Which is amazing that you're up here. But of all the days, dude. All right. So for you, because of your personality and because of the political dynamics, for you need the other person in a way to make the first step and not you.
Yeah.
Because for you to take the first step means what?
I just think it's something I'm not used to, so it's scary for me.
Yeah. And it's especially scary when race is involved.
Yeah.
Like if it was one of the Muslim women in class who wears a hijab, that for you would be like, oh shit.
That's like unknown territory for me.
Uh-huh. So you're not going to do that. And like, so a lot of what we hear of a critique of white people is that a very common critique of white people. Do you know what the critique of white people is? What's a critique of white people?
I don't know.
Well, first off, that we're all racist.
Yeah.
But you're assumed to be racist because you're from a small town, right?
Yeah.
So like you don't want to openly admit that to people, right? I'm putting words in. Is that something you feel like openly admitting to people?
No, yeah, I like hesitate to tell people where I'm from because like they're automatically going to be like, oh, she's probably racist.
She's probably racist, yeah. Which is crazy, right? But that's where we're at. Okay, so let me ask you another question. So what would people have to know about you, black and brown people, for you to really kind of open up? First off, we've decided they got to make the first move because you're like not going to do that because you come from a small town already. You're already a little bit shy. You come from a small town. Like you're not going to make that first move because the risks are so high for you, right? They're so serious. So like what do they have to? What did I say? What do they have to know about you? Or what do they have to know?
I feel like I'd probably have to explain myself beyond where I'm from.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
What if someone came, what if somebody were saying like, yeah, I'm from a really small town too, but my town was like all Mexicans, right? Or all immigrants from Central America.
I mean, I feel like that would be really interesting because we have like something in common but different at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the thing, right? This is like, so one of the things that I see is what keeps us, look, y'all, like it's striking how we still continue to live in a very segregated world, Like it's segregated, right? Like like you have all these opportunities to meet all these people from all over the world, and mostly you won't. And other people have all these opportunities, like all these people that come over from the Middle East, for example, or from China or from Korea, have so many opportunities to meet people from all over the world, and mostly they won't. Chinese students hang out with Chinese students. Haliji students hang out with Haliji students. It's happening right here. Look, these guys. So this is what happens. So here's what I want you to do. Can you pick out a black or a brown person in class? Like just walk around a little bit. I want you to pick out two people. One is someone who you feel like, nah, it's probably never going to want to be my friend at all. Like I would never approach this person. That's the person you're going to approach in here. And the second one is like someone who like, nah, I feel like this person's cool. I could approach them. I could take a risk and approach this person. So you can walk around a little bit.
Which one first?
Whichever one you see first, yeah. So someone who you're just like, nah, I would never approach you. And another one is like, no, I could do that. Like, I got it. I could. And so you're going to do it. You're actually going to do it right now. Yeah. So this is Ella doing her thing. You can go. Make sure you go like around. Like just get a feel for it. Go ahead, just keep going. If we did more of this, really, basically what we're doing in today's class is I'm putting out on the table the obstacles that we're dealing with. These are the obstacles, man. This is the shit that we're just like, that gets in the way of who we are and where we are. And if we did more of this sounds like this thing I'm just doing. It's like, okay, why is he having this person just go pick someone? No, because we're doing this subconsciously all the time. This is how we make decisions, right? Like the people I approach who are brown and black or women or men or whatever, the people I approach them differently than people I approach who are white. For example, with me it's a little bit different, but we're doing this all the time. And then we don't really understand how things are operating with us. And if Ella doesn't have this conversation with us right now and like with herself, then you're just gonna keep going through life with the same kind of fear. So, you got anybody?
Okay. Oh, I lost him.
We can go back around.
Okay.
You got. There's a lot of people down here, though, man. Did you find two people?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Pick your two people.
Okay. I would say. Oh no, where'd he go? Okay, I would say the guy in this blue t-shirt right here, I would not be afraid to approach him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy?
He seems pretty nice.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't be afraid to approach him either, man. Let's find out if he's a nice guy. Bro, where are you from?
I'm from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, which is outside
dude,
Harrisburg.
that's
so
white. That's whiter than Latrobe.
Yeah,
man.
similar type of school, so not
Yeah?
much different.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, you found your doppelganger. He's just like, you're like twin siblings of different mothers. You know what I mean? All right, what's your name, bro?
Armand.
Armand?
Yeah.
And he's got a cool name too. All right, who's the other person? Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
The other person, he's kind of farther back.
All right, go ahead. And then give him your microphone. I
Okay.
want to hear.
I'm
Make
sorry.
sure the camera's following.
You just didn't have a smile on your face. Yeah.
Oh, this guy? He was, yeah, bro, you were the dude who spoke the other day, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Oh, yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you know how it is. You look like
Oh,
the
you
other
didn't
guy.
pick me. Yeah.
So wait, but he's smiling now. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Would you expect her to pick you?
Kinda, really.
What's so? How so?
My name is Ali. I'm from the United Arab Emirates, and I study cybersecurity.
Uh-huh. Are you a friendly guy?
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Do you have any white friends?
No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Like, it's like you said. Khaliji students hang out with Khaliji students.
But you're sitting
mainly,
in
yeah.
between two white people.
Yeah, my friends are all absent. That's why.
Yeah? All right. Yeah, all right. So they're like the only two white people you know. You just met them today?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Harrison.
All right, man.
Yep.
So what is it about him, though, that you said?
I would say what like immediately stood out was maybe it's just like I'm used to like raising my eyebrows when I'm happy, and his eyebrows are like lower.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really smiling. He's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's probably because I just wake up.
Oh, yeah. Dude, awesome, man. All right. Okay, very good. Very good. Hey, that was impressive, actually. Yeah. And you picked this black Arab dude who doesn't have any white friends. So you actually nailed it in both accounts, you know? So you have good reason then to. So how was it? How is it talking about this?
It was a little scary. I feel like because it was that other class where you had like someone go around and pick out. It was like a white person.
Yeah.
But to me, it wasn't really like that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's and what I was saying about how we as white people are being sent these messages that like so what Raphael was saying before he came out is like he'll meet a lot of white people who will diss their own culture. Like they grew up listening to country music, they like country music, but they would never say that to him because it's like they're not allowed to. Like you're not allowed to like country music, you know what I mean? Not here anyway. Does that ring for you, or maybe you don't feel that way?
I mean, I don't like country music, so it doesn't really.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just whatever it is, just music that white people listen to, like yacht rock or whatever. Yeah. Do you know what that is? Like what? Yacht rock.
No.
Yeah. Okay. It's just.
I like regular rock.
All right. Yacht rock is really white rock. All right. Well, listen. Thanks. Yeah. All right, man. So here's where we're gonna go. Dudes, Jaden and Ryan, why don't you guys come on up? Yo, man. You can, again, you can stand, sit, whatever you want. Probably. So, fill us in, man. What's your story?
I'm Ryan, third year from Medford, New Jersey, so South Jersey. Call it pork roll. I'm tired today. I had a banana earlier. I'm doing pretty good.
Dude, that's it? Oh, we'll hook you up. We got food in the back. Wayne, what's your ancestry?
So my background is German, Korean, Irish, and Filipino.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically how that breaks down. On my mom's side, she's Filipino and German. And then on my dad's side, he is Korean and Irish.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Damn, that's fascinating. All right. So you both have one white parent.
Yeah, I'm like the mix of the mixes.
You're really the mix. And Jaden, what's your story?
I'm Jaden. I'm from Morgantown, West Virginia. This is my third year here. Moved around a lot when I was a kid. My dad's side of the family is mostly black, and then my mom's side is all white.
And when you say mostly black, what do you mean?
So, like, my dad's half. He's a white mom, a black dad. No, other way. I'm sorry. His mom's black, his dad's white.
So, tell me what when you're in like a room like this, what do you two guys who are mixed, right? What do you see that other people don't see? When you think about ancestry and race and culture and stuff, what do you think you guys are able to see that other people don't see?
I look at people's like hair.
Uh-huh.
Because like I have super curly hair, and people like never know what I am. A lot of time they ask me if I'm Mexican.
Uh-huh. So you focus on hair. That's one thing that you focus on. You're thinking about a lot. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I would think so. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm able to like pick out like pieces of like different like if I saw someone that like looked kind of like, you know, like Filipino, I could be like, oh, that probably like a Filipino guy or something. Or it's like, oh, they look a little Korean or Irish or something. It's like I can like pick out or like see stuff where it's like, because I'm kind of racially ambiguous if you look at me. Oh, is this better now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm like kind of racially ambiguous if you look at me sometimes, like Noah Miller or something. So sometimes I feel like I can pick out little pieces that maybe other people wouldn't be able to pick out from people.
And do you think about it a lot?
Not usually, but every now and then if I see someone that like I feel like I recognize like
Yeah.
maybe a piece of them, I'll be like, maybe that's another Filipino dude.
Uh-huh. And Jaden, how about you? Are you able to see
Yeah,
things that other things?
yeah, totally. Just like being on two sides of the family, I pick up on things quick. Just like different like traditions, I guess. Like how people act and how people talk.
Uh-huh. How people act and talk like you're really thinking about it. Uh-huh. And, okay, so the one thing one thing you focus on a lot is hair. What else do you focus on with people? Like what specific, so how they talk?
Yeah, I like the mannerisms, like how they act with other people, and like just kind of like knowing what they are, I guess.
And you link the mannerisms to different cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating. How about you? What else do you focus on?
I guess. Yeah, I guess I kind of focus on kind of similar to that. Like the hair is often like a big tell of like someone's background. Like obviously when you got like someone that's mixed, if they got like really straight hair, they might have like two sets of Asian in their family or something. Like so with like for me, for instance, with like the Filipino, Korean, and German Irish, that's like all straight hair. I'm pretty sure. So it's like I got really thick, really straight hair. It just like poofs out sometimes. So
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
really
that.
thick. Definitely thick. Hey, tell us what are some of the really cool things about being mixed?
I'd say kind of perspective, because you get so many different bits and pieces of cultures that you kind of get to get a view of. Like for instance, two of my grandparents, my mom's dad and my dad's mom, they're both from another country. So my mom's dad was from the Philippines, came over to the United States around college age for medical school. And then my dad's mom came around probably maybe also, I'm assuming also 20s when she came back with my grandfather from Korea. So you just kind of get to experience a lot of different cultures and get a good appreciation of them too.
Okay. And Jaden, how about you? What's like one of the like really cool things about being mixed?
I was gonna say, then the coolest thing, I can fit in with like any group. Like white, black, mixed. Like I find ways to connect with people.
And so tell me, what are the benefits of that?
I feel like
just for you.
Yeah, I connect easily with people like that. Just by talking and like putting pieces together. Helps me make a lot of friends, especially in school. It's like so I mean, everybody's different. And like,
yeah, it would seem like it, right? You know, one of the things that for years, as we kind of expanded out in the U.S. anyway, with when the kind of the mores and about interracial dating and interracial marriage started to loosen up a little bit, right? And so we went from, the vast majority of people being against interracial marriage back when I was a kid. I mean, it was like, I don't know, something like 10 or maybe 15% of the population thought it was a good idea. And now it's like 5% of the population thinks it's a bad idea, And even most of those people, they think it's a bad idea not because they're racist, most of them, but really just because of just the way it just kind of creates just kind of a struggle with kids and stuff, right? So what pieces, just in response to that, what are the ways in which you struggled growing up because you were multiracial? So both of you, but whoever wants to go first.
So in terms of when I grew up, so with both my parents being mixed themselves and me being ultra mixed, I guess, I definitely got to kind of get an interesting perspective where even though I was like mixed and I'm like actually majority Irish, so there's that. But like obviously like I'm a little bit darker than what most white people, I guess. So that was like people would usually obviously jump to Asian as like the attribution for me, and so it's just interesting. Obviously, seeing like for me in a like pretty very majority white town, how people kind of went about kind of interacting with me, especially in like middle school. It was like when people started getting like aware of stereotypes and stuff was when things got interesting. So yeah.
How many times in your life have you been asked what are you or whatever?
Oh man.
I mean, are we in like the 7 figures kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like almost every week is like, so, I'm just wondering, what are you? And I'm like, well, one time I was at a restaurant and this lady was trying to, so this is after homecoming in high school, and she's trying to hook our entire table up with her daughter, and she was drunk at a bar. And so she's going around, she's like, so what are you guys? And she goes to me, she's like, what are you? And I'm like, German, Korean, Irish, and Filipino. She's like, oh, I don't like that. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, what?
Probably she couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Dude, I know, because just me, given given what I do, like my life, I'm always asking people, because like it's like it's my job. But I can't tell people, hey man, no, it's my job, really, it's cool. Like, because sometimes people just don't want to be asked, but whatever. I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? Jaden, how about you? Like what was my question? Dude, am I stoned today? Yeah, what do you struggle with? Yeah, what's the biggest struggle that you have?
I mean, growing up, I played like every sport possible. So like, I don't think I really struggled besides like when I moved at first. But still, then like every time I moved, like people knew I played sports. So, like I was able to like adapt quickly. I think the biggest change was like going like from schools to the south and like going like up north. It's like, because being like, I have people that look like me and like darker than me, and then I go to school up north. I'm like I'm not even that dark, but I'm like the darkest kid in the class.
Yeah. How just out of curiosity, how do you experience what you might talk about as racism, or whatever it is, right? I don't like to use the racism word, because it's like whatever, we'll call it that, but you don't have to go that far, right? Well, how did you experience it differently in the South than up here in the North?
I feel like in the South they're just like open about it, like they don't really like give a shit about it, but up here like people like kind of hide it a little bit, but like, you can still tell. Like,
So in the South, meaning if people feel a certain way, they just put it out there?
Yeah, they're just blatant about it.
And which one do you prefer? Being more open or hiding it?
I'm rather just be straight up honest, like just so I can just get it over with.
Yeah. So that would be you, Raphael. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of goes with what he said. And you've lived in Pennsylvania your whole life?
Jersey.
Or in Jersey, I mean?
Yeah, South Jersey.
All right. All right, listen, man. So we're going to have a contest with you guys, all right?
A contest?
Yeah. So here, let me have your microphones. You guys go out through just go on the other side of the door and hang out there for a hot minute, all right? And make sure you don't listen to what I'm saying. Make sure you can't hear. All right, man. So listen, I want to have some people, like 6 or 7 people who are mixed race, especially if you're mixed and you don't look mixed. I want to see how good they are. So, okay, one. Yeah, okay, come down. Yeah. Who and then who else we had? Who was the other guy? Wait, where's my Guatemalan guy? Oh yeah, you're there. All right, man. Who else? Who else is mixed? That's only 4. We need okay, how about a couple? Wait, how about this? Bro, are you mixed? Are you? Yeah, are you also? All right, dude. Okay, yeah, come down. Okay, then how about a couple people who are not mixed, but people often think that you are? Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, I would. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah. I remember. Wait, and who else? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, dude, you're not mixed? Oh, dude. All right. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait. What's your? Okay, come on. This is. Yeah, make sure. So you're green. You're getting some nice shots of them, right? All right, gentlemen. It's a contest. Yeah. You're gonna. Oh no. Okay. So here you go. You. And again, remember. So class, remember how we make these quick assumptions about people all the time. And when we make the assumptions, people respond to us in certain ways, right? And so, it's not like sometimes it doesn't bode well. It doesn't do well for the relationships we have with people. But it just is what it is. And the more we get comfortable, really like seeing people and identifying them and so on, just the more we build these bridges. So then Ella then can have like some black and brown friends, for example, right? So what you got to do is you got to go down and pick out who is and isn't mixed, and what you think their background is. But do it first. Like just walk down and look at people. You might have to get them to turn side. If it were me, some people I want them to turn sideways. But like don't take too much time. And then we're gonna you can tell us who is and isn't. So you can just walk right.
Are we doing the same?
Yeah, you can go at the same time. Yeah, just go at your own pace. You're just looking at people. Yeah. Because one of you said. You're the one who said, yeah, you're pretty good at it. Did you say that?
Yeah, if I knew it.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
We just start picking.
Well, you got your answer for everybody?
How many are mixed, or do we not know? Or
So
do I not know?
It's who's mixed.
Okay.
And what you think their background is for those who are. But hang on one sec. So you got an answer for everybody?
Sure, why not? I'll go down here.
Okay, you can't change your mind then as you guys go. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so hang on. Let's start. We're going to start with her. Go ahead. Mixed or not? You got it?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Wait, so you said no,
Yeah.
you said yes?
We got all the same so far.
Wait, and you were yes? She was yes or no?
We both went no.
You both said no?
And we went 3 yeses.
Yes, yes, yes.
Take your hat off.
Yeah, pull your hat back.
Yes.
No.
Mm.
All right.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, she got curly hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes.
No.
No.
Yeah. No.
This guy? Come on. Seriously? All right. So let's go. All right. Well, hang on. Do we have? This is great. All right. Let's see how you do. So you remember how you did with each person? Remember what you said?
Yeah.
All right, man. What's your name and background?
Hi, my name is Isha. I am not mixed. I am Indian, 100%.
Dude, all right.
Got him.
My name is Gigi, and I'm not mixed.
Ooh.
I'm 100% Palestinian.
You both said yes for her.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Jesse, and I'm not mixed. I'm 100% Kazakh.
1 for 3.
I'm Naya. I am mixed. I'm black, white, and Native American.
2 for 4.
I'm Jen. I am mixed. I'm Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Nicaraguan.
I think I got that one.
And so that means she's also, I see Indian blood in you, and I see white blood. Yeah, like indigenous. You're what? Yeah, indigenous. Yeah. So, but I don't see any black. Do you see black in her, bro?
None.
Yeah. No. But have you ever done a DNA test? Yeah, you should do it at some point. We see there's lots of traces of black ancestry in Central Americans. And you're part Puerto Rican? Yeah. Okay.
I'm Valerie. I am mixed. I'm Salvadorian and American.
Did you guess for her? You both said? You got that one? You got her wrong? Yeah. Ah, dude. All right.
My name is Blake, and I am.
Wait, hang on. Blake.
Blake,
Dude,
yeah.
That's about as white of a
That's
name
white.
as you're
It's
gonna
white.
get.
Yeah. So I'm not mixed, but like I am kind of. So like I was born in Guatemala, but I was adopted when I was 3 months old. So like I've grown up in PA my whole life, and I'm super white. on the inside, but on the outside, of course, I'm.
Good to see you again, Blake.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, you can see the shorts, man.
Yeah, I dressed white as well. I'm white. I really am. You know.
Yeah, but also not, right? Because but again, if all three of you did DNA ancestry tests, you'd find a really interesting combination of indigenous blood and white blood. He's definitely, you see the indigenous in him, right? Yeah. So, do you see that? Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, you did? Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I was born in Guatemala, and then my family moved out when I was really young. Just pretty much grew up in PA for most of my life. So I'm kind of just Guatemalan, but like very white.
Yeah. So you both said he was mixed, and he's not, and yet he is. If we did a DNA ancestry test, he would be. Yeah. Wait, what's your name again?
Nestor.
Nestor? Okay.
I'm Emma, and I'm not mixed. I'm mostly like British. A little bit of like German in there, very European.
Wait, and you said she was?
I think I said she was.
You said she was? You said no? Yeah.
My name's Thomas. I am not mixed. I am fully Italian. But in high school, everyone called me Arab and Mexican. So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I would have guessed. I would not have guessed that you were. Did you think he was Italian?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed Italian. I thought you were actually Arab.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Does he look Arab to you? To you Arabs? Does he look Arab to you? Dude, yeah. I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you got to learn a few Arabic words. Teach him a few swear words, and then like. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to learn.
So give him one.
I can't say this. I'm going.
Okay, you can say it now.
I can say it.
Yeah.
Kus Omik.
Dude, don't say that in front of your grandmother. All right. So how'd you do? Do you remember?
Yeah, I got her wrong, and her wrong. I got one else right.
I got more than that wrong. So I think Jaden, you took the W here.
Jaden took the W. All right. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks.
Nope.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Dude, thanks, man. Thanks, gentlemen. Yeah, cool. Hey, so a quick thing. Like, I love doing stuff like that because I love just complexifying. And like, if I could, honestly, if I saw Switch 19 as a, wait, hang on. If I saw Switch 118, if the goal of Switch 118 was to decrease racism and prejudice, well, what it would be a big dating game. That's all we do, man. All semester long, you would just set you up on dates with people from different backgrounds or friendships, or you go to dinner or go to whatever you do. That's what we would do in here because that's what makes it happen, like to break these barriers down. So, all right, man.